Well, hey guys, I hope everybody can hear me okay. I'm just about to get this webinar underway. And so I just want to welcome everybody onto tonight's webinar. This is a webinar that we have every 2 weeks that we can really share what's happening with Reliv to the wider world. We are having an impact on people. We've been having an impact on people for the last 26 years. It's going to be 27 years this year. And I'm going to share information with you that is really going to help you to understand what the potential is with this company. You're going to want to get back to the person who invited you on the webinar tonight, and after you've seen this information, and share with them what you liked about what you saw. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to get started very quickly into the presentation, because I'm very mindful of the time that we have together. So I'm just going to get into screen share. So if you bear with me for 1 second. Okay, guys, what we're talking about here is the company called Reliv International. We are like I said, we're going to be 27 years old this year, and we've been impacting people for that time. And I'm really excited about what you're going to hear tonight, because I heard this information 7 years ago, sorry, and it really changed my whole life and the dynamics of my family, to be quite honest. So I'm quite excited with what I'm going to share with you tonight, because we're talking about a company. Now, you can be asking yourself many questions like, how can I enjoy optimal health? How can I make a difference in the world? People want to make a difference in the world now. They're sick and tired of just living the mundane life, and they want more out of life than that. And they're looking for ways to make a difference in the world and in the lives of other people. How can I be my own boss, live the lifestyle as I choose? You have to ask yourself the question, are you living the lifestyle that you would want to be living today? Again, many people are in situations where they want more out of life than what they're getting. And so we have a really strong opportunity to let people change their lives, spend time as they choose, secure your family's future, live the lifestyle of your dreams. You may be able to relate to one or more of these questions, but we truly believe we have an answer for what people are looking for, which is not just better health, but it's also better finances as well. The company itself was started based on a food formula that was developed by this gentleman here. He was a microbiologist, he was a hematologist, he was the longest serving member in the World Health Organization, and he studied the human cell in order to understand what the human body needed to recreate healthy cells. But he actually went away to develop a balance of food for himself. He was in a wheelchair. The doctors said that he would never be able to walk out of that wheelchair again, but he knew what the body could do if it was just given the right fuel. So he went on a journey. It took him over 10 years. It took him over 850 separate trial formulations of different balances of food before he was able to come up with the balance that when he did take it himself, over a period of time, his body was actually empowered to the extent that he was able to leave the wheelchair. And this is literally the foundation of our company. The company has a mission to nourish our world. We believe we're doing it one person at a time. And in his honor, there is a charitable arm in the company called the Colodrus Foundation. It was set up, like I said, in memory of Dr. Theodore. We are currently feeding over 42,000 children, which is spanning over 9 countries, and that is in 270 feeding centers right across the globe. So again, it's a very important part of what we do. It's just a passion of what we do. And Dr. Theodore believed a mandate says that if you be ashamed to die before you've scored a victory for mankind. That was passed on to him from his father, and it was given to him from his father before him. And so we believe that he scored that victory for mankind in the fact that we're changing people's lives like we are with this company. We to date, over $35 million of products have been gone into these feeding centers, and 97% of our donation actually goes into those feeding centers. So again, it's a really, really important part of what we do. And being part of Reliv is not just you building a business from home. You're part of a mission to nourish our world. Now, the company has a very strong foundation. It started with the gentleman that you can see in the corner, which is Bob Montgomery, and his wife, Sandy. Basically, how he got introduced to Dr. Theodore was his father died of cancer, his mother-in-law died of heart disease. Him and his wife saw a link between poor health and poor nutrition, and good health and good nutrition. And so they went on a more holistic way of living outside of synthetic medicine to see how they could actually maximize their health. They heard about Dr. Theodore's product, started taking it, got excellent results on the product, and basically was giving it to all his family. He himself had actually been diagnosed with a brain tumor. It was benign, it wasn't cancerous, but it had got to the stage where it needed to be removed. Now, the doctors and consultants were saying, again, the recovery was going to be long and drawn out. But when he did have the operation, he recovered fairly quickly. And he attributed his fast recovery to the fact that over the last 5 years, his body had been has been literally prepared on this formula. So he got really excited. He approached Dr. Theodore, asked him if it would allow him to basically build a company around his product. And they agreed on a distribution model to use, and that's how the company got founded in 1988. Like I said, we're over 27 years we're going to be this year, and we've been impacting people for that time. He's passed on the presidency to his son Ryan, who's at the bottom picture that you can see. And again, Ryan is very much like his father. They say the apple doesn't far from the tree, and that's the case with Ryan. He's had a massive impact since he's taken over as president, and he's going to continue to do so. So they both live their life by a mandate which says if you can help enough people get what they want in life, then you will get what you want. So now let's meet Bob.
Hello, I'm glad you've taken this opportunity to learn more about Reliv. When my wife Sandy and I first met Dr. Theodore Kalopris, we were not looking to start a business. But after we experienced such remarkable health results with the nutritional formula that Dr. Ted had created, we knew that we had to share this discovery with the rest of the world. We sat down at our kitchen table and began to design the company that would later become Reliv. Our goal was to create the perfect company, dedicated to the highest standards of product quality, business ethics, and personal integrity. And those standards have not changed over the 2 decades now in business. In fact, they've become the driving force of our success. Reliv is now a global company, helping thousands of people every day to achieve better health and personal freedom. And through the Reliv Kalopris Foundation, we're providing essential nutrition to over 40,000 underprivileged children every day in countries throughout the world. By viewing this presentation, you've taken an exciting first step. I encourage you to continue to learn more about Reliv. And the more you learn, the more you'll discover what it is that makes our products, our business, and our people so special.
Okay, so that's Bob. The company itself is a very solid company. It's part of the Direct Selling Association. That's an external governing body that monitors companies that use this form of distribution to make sure they're operating ethically and to a code of conduct. We're also part of the Council for Responsible Nutrition, again, an industry watchdog, making sure that standards are being met, quality is being adhered to. We own our own manufacturing facilities, our own research and development. Basically, everything that we do, we own. We don't outsource to any third-party company to put our product together. We own all of our processes. We're an international opportunity. We are in 16 countries at the moment. We're on a global expansion. And again, guys, this is a very, very powerful part of what we do. We want to impact the whole world. And like I said, over 25 years of success. So why the need for supplementation? Well, there are some people that think that you don't really need to supplement because you can get everything that you need from your food. There are other people that understand that you need to supplement, but they kind of think all supplements are the same and try to put everything together. And there are other people that understand that, well, wait a minute, you really have to do something, because if you don't do something, who else is going to do it for you? I mean, for those people who think that you can get everything that you need from your food, my first question really is, who actually told you that? Because from a nutritional standpoint, if you check the food that you eat today and compare it to, say, 30 years ago, it is nowhere near the same nutritional quality as it is. And so guys, the reality is we are not getting the nutrition that we need from our food. And so guys, the supplementation that we do is to bridge the gap for what we're not getting from our food. That's why 75% of us are falling short of the nutritional requirements that we need. 80% of cancers are dietary related. Heart disease is the #1 killer in the UK. Such a link now between diabetes and obesity that they've had to create a new word called diobesity. And again, these are things that are real. It's not something that we are making up. So we can either choose to take control over our own health, or we can suffer the consequences. And that's why the European Medical Association recommends a balanced daily supplement for good health. So what is the Reliv difference? Well, bioavailability, synergism, optimum nutrient levels, these are all big words. All what it means is bioavailability is just the best way that your body can readily absorb something. Yeah, if your body can't absorb it, it won't be able to use it. And so again, we get 98% absorption of our product within the first 20 minutes, which is absolutely massive. Synergism, this is basically just the way in which the product is put together in the right balance. And guys, the thing is, if you haven't got the right balance, then again, your body needs certain vitamins, certain minerals in a certain level. And so there's a reason why it took a world-renowned food scientist over 10 years and over 850 separate trial formulations before he got that balance that was in that product. So if it took him that long, what kind of chance have we got going into, say, Holland and Barrett, or the place where we get our nutritional products from, and trying to guess? It's just not going to happen. And so again, optimum nutrient levels, we're not dealing with recommended daily allowances. Those levels were set years ago to combat the likes of scurvy and rickets and all these kind of conditions. Our bodies have to deal with a lot more than that today, and that's why we're dealing with optimum nutrient levels and guaranteed quality ingredients. We have preferred suppliers. They have to give us a certificate of analysis to state that what they're giving us is all natural stuff, all good stuff. And then it gets into a separate quarantine when that happens. And again, guys, when that happens, then our scientists check that what is on that certificate of analysis is true. And so there are a lot of processes that it goes through before it even gets into the can. And so even though we're a food science company, we operate at near pharmaceutical conditions. This gentleman here that you can see, is Dr. Carl Hastings, world-renowned food scientist in his own right. Cutting edge ingredients. He keeps us at that cutting edge with clinically proven formulas, and he finds the best ingredients to enhance the formulas that we have. He's got multiple US patents to his name. Just to give an idea, the US government are probably given about 15 patents on food formulas. Out of that, Reliv as a company, we own 9 of them. 8 of them are down to Dr. Carl. So that's just to show you where he sits within the industry. Massive guy within the industry. Out of the 5,000 chief scientific officers in the US, he's voted in the top 10. So that's just to show you where he sits. We're so confident in our product that even though our products last for 30 days, there's a 30-day 100% money back guarantee on an empty can. That's how confident we are on the products. So let's meet Dr. Carl. Oops. Okay, the video doesn't want to work today. There we go.
At Reliv, we believe that how we make our products is just as important as what goes into them. That's why we manufacture in near pharmaceutical conditions, setting the gold standard for the nutrition industry. It all starts with selecting the best ingredients based on the latest research from the most reputable suppliers. Once an ingredient arrives at Reliv, it must have a certificate of analysis documenting that it meets Reliv standards. We then conduct our own tests for quality and purity before releasing ingredients to be used in our formulas. When all ingredients are approved, products are prepared, checked, and rechecked to ensure absolute accuracy. During manufacturing, our team pulls random samples for additional quality checks. After production, we release the product only after a final round of testing. Finally, we ship the product immediately upon receipt of the order. Our families take these products. We wouldn't give them anything but the best. And that's the same way we feel about everyone who takes Reliv products around the world. When it says Reliv on the can, you can be sure you're giving your body the safest, most effective nutritional supplements available today.
Okay, that's Dr. Carl. So, your health equals genetics plus lifestyle. That is how we're made up as human beings. But what if you couldn't influence both of them? This is where the new discovery, the Reliv is really at the forefront, cutting edge of its research stands into play, because we're talking about epigenetics. Epigenetics means just above the gene. We can't influence how we can't change our genes. We get our genes from our parents, but we can influence how our genes are expressed. And this is where lunasin, which is the new ingredient, which is supercharging our products, comes into place. The first dietary ingredient to be shown to impact the body at the epigenetic level. You see, your genome acts like a dimmer switch for life, controlling which genes are used, how they're used, when they're used, how much they're used. But like I said, lunasin has been identified to influence that. It's been shown to have a lot of benefits like cholesterol management, inflammation reduction, antioxidant benefits, improved immunity, overall cellular health. But you know something, there's been over 50+ studies of lunasin, and there's more coming out, and they're still just touching the tip of the iceberg in regards to what lunasin can do. So just to show you exactly what we're talking about, here's a video that really explains how lunasin impacts the body in a real down-to-earth way that can take away the science that will baffle us and help us understand it in a bit more like layman's terms. So watch this video.
This is the story of you. Who you are started with DNA inherited from your mum and dad. Your DNA makes up your genome, the genetic blueprint that makes you, you. Turns out there's a higher level of complexity called the epigenome. Here's how it works. As you go through life making choices, your epigenome adds genetic tags to your DNA. These tags act like a dimmer for lights, controlling which genes are used, when they are used, and how much they are used. Good lifestyle choices turn healthy genes on and unhealthy genes off. While bad choices do just the opposite. With misplaced epigenetic tags leading to serious health problems. Think of it this way. Who you are is written in both pen and pencil. Things written in pen you can't change. That's DNA. But things written in pencil you can. That's epigenetics. So what if there was a simple way, proven way, to turn good genes on and bad genes off? And improve upon the genetic code your parents left to become your best possible you. And even pass on those healthy epigenetics to your kids. Meet lunasin, the epigenetic superfood.
Lunasin is the first dietary ingredient identified to affect gene expression through an epigenetic mechanism of action. Now, lunasin can come in, it can actually bind to the histone. And when it does that, then it allows the cellular machinery to recognize that it needs to turn on the gene. It has been shown to have numerous health benefits, and that includes immune response, even some antioxidant effects, inflammation, and general cellular health. LunaRich maximizes the amount of bioactive lunasin found in Reliv products. You can't control the DNA you have, but you can control the genes through lifestyle choices.
With lunasin, you can take your health to a whole new level.
There you have it, guys. That's lunasin. So what we're talking about is essential nutrition. Basically, the complete range of nutrients in just 2 shakes a day. Yeah. Basic nutrition is either the now or the classic. The only difference between the two is the now has got a slight vanilla flavor with the lunasin. The classic is the original formula that Dr. Theodore created, but they're sister products. It's like vitamins, minerals, plus select herbs, phytonutrients, and a lot more. So what we're talking about is no more guesswork, no more mixing and matching of different bottles and vitamins. It is literally nutrition made simple. We've also got concentrated version of Lunacin in encapsulated form, which is now called Lunarich C. Most concentrated version of Lunacin available on the market today. And when you add it with the rest of the products, it just turbocharges everything. And with what Lunacin is doing, this in the mix with the basic nutrition, this is why so many people are getting such good results on the products. We have a weight management program, called Simplicity. And again, it's got cutting edge ingredients. It's got nutrients that the body needs to thrive. It's weight loss the safe and healthy way, but it curbs fat, promotes lean muscle, speeds up the metabolism. There's a lot of good things it does. So it's really a weight loss program that's not like a fad diet. It's one that really sustains the body. So when you come off it, you don't put the weight back on, but you continue along that same line. Then we have targeted solutions to meet your needs. We are talking about a more healthy, active lifestyle. The biggest message I can leave with you today is about prevention. It's not the fact that you need to be sick to take these products, but the very fact that you're healthy is the very reason why you need to take these products. And so, guys, we're talking about patented food formulas as well. And so what we have here is we have some for the kids now, which comes in a vanilla and a chocolate flavor. We have the fiber store, which has got over 10 grams of soluble and also insoluble fiber. Soluble fiber helps with the blood sugars and the blood pressure and the liver function and stuff like that. The insoluble stuff helps with the digestive tract. Very powerful product. Energize, which is the hydration vehicle, that's part of the basic nutrition, but as a standalone product, it's also a patented isotonic sports drink as well. Oh, sorry, let me go back there. And so these are the suite of products that we have in Europe. We have 14 products in our global product range, but in Europe we've got 6 or 7 now, which has grown the global market. So what we like to do is like to share some stories and show what's happening with people. So I'm going to stop screen share for a minute. I'm going to go and going to see, and I'm going to go and see. Whoops, gone the wrong way. Sorry. Go and see if I can start the health stories, and you're going to hear from people who have actually had results on the products themselves physically, and you can see what happened to them. So we'll get this started now.
I started on Reliv, I couldn't walk without help. I couldn't talk properly. My hair was falling out. I was having heart palpitations. Had no feeling in my hands or down my right side. And everything I did hurt.
I spent 20 years in the Air Force. I was a helicopter flight mechanic. And during that time, I made 2 trips to Vietnam. And I brought back Agent Orange cluster headaches. They were diagnosed by the VA. They give me pills. I'm going to go away. And I've done that for 30 years.
was nothing they could do for me. And I'd be in a wheelchair by the time I was 45 or 50 in bedridden something. I started on Reliv. I had no hope to ever have a quality of life again. And in 3 months, I was pain-free for the first time in 17 years. I have no memory of what it felt like to have a pain-free day. And I was healthier than I've been in 27 years. And I even lost 40 pounds with help with simplicity. So I love my Reliv shakes, and I could never be without them.
9.5 years ago, Reliv came in our lives. So I said, okay, lady, I'm going to give you a challenge. I'm going to give you 4 months and try what I want to do. So in that first 4 months, I did have 4 more headaches, but they weren't as bad as they were for 30 years. Now I've been on the product 9.5 years, and I ain't had a headache in like 8.5 years. It's pretty awesome.
There you have it, guys. So the products actually do work. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share with you what can happen to somebody who actually uses Reliv as a vehicle to take back their finances. But one of the things that we don't say, just to make it clear, we don't say that our products will prevent or cure any specific condition. That's not what we say. But what we do say is if you give your body the right fuel, then your body through its own physiology does have the ability to fix itself. And so what can happen is for somebody who uses it as a business vehicle? Well, we're talking about the wellness industry. The wellness industry is a £1 trillion industry already. We're also talking about the direct sales industry, which is over 90 million distributors. These are all statistics, so there's more than that now. So if you can get involved with a strong company within these two industries, then you can maximize what you're doing from a business point of view. The industry is growing. It's far from being saturated. It's massively got, like I said, there's only been a handful of $1 trillion industries, and the wellness industry is one of them. So there's a lot of potential with the right company, basically. So it is the answer for what people are looking for today, not just better health, but also better finances as well. We're talking about a system that is in place to help every single one of us build our businesses, because you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. It's not a cliche, it's just how we do the business. It's been designed for us to do this with a lot of help and support. It's a proven business model. It's not something that we hope works. It's something that we know works. It's proven. It's an established path to success. Guys, if you did not know where you were going, and you was on a journey, you'd at least have some kind of tool to make sure you're not going to get lost, like a compass, a map, or a sat nav. You want to make sure you're not going to get lost, and that's what we have with the Reliv system. If you follow the system, you're going to be on the right road to building your business. If you don't follow the system, then you're going to be second guessing everything and make a lot of mistakes. But if you're teachable, you've got a good work ethic, you got a strong desire to change your situation, you love helping people, those are the only qualities you really need to be successful with Reliv long term. So this is truly a business that anybody can do. The only limitations is you have to be 18 years old to come into the business. But we have people in the business who are 18, we have people in the business who are 98, and everything in between. So again, it's a limitless opportunity for the right person. So how do we get paid? We get paid 5 different ways, and I'll go through each one of them in turn, starting with the retail profit. Now, we understand about retail because we go into shops every day. Shop owner bought their product at a wholesale price, put their retail markup on it, sold it to us, made their money. Well, in the same way, anybody can come on board this business anywhere between 20 and 40%. It is completely up to the individual where they come on board. Now, if I said to you, I'll pay you £20 an hour, or I'm going to pay you £40 an hour, I'm sure the majority of you on this webinar would say, yes, I want £40, because most people want to get paid the most amount of money for their time commitment. So what I'm going to do for the sake of this presentation is I'm going to deal with things from the 40% level so I can show you how you're maximizing what you're doing. So here you are, 40% level in the green. Let's say you share £100 worth of product with either a friend, relative, or neighbor. Now, you're not limited to these guys, but again, these products are as good as we say they are. It's only natural to want to share it with people that you love and care about, so it's not a strange thing to share it with those guys. But if you did do that, and they bought £100 worth of product from you, at the 40% level, you're going to make £40 profit straight away. Now, notice what I said, share the product, not sell the product. Not playing around with words, just to put you in the picture. We share information all the time about products or services that have had an impact on us. And every single day, organizations are getting paid because of our information sharing. Think about it. If I asked you, have you ever recommended a good book, movie, or restaurant to anybody? I'm sure the majority on this webinar could say, yes, they have. But when you did do that, you did not get paid. But somebody did. So the only difference between that and this is when you share information about Reliv, and it's based on a personal experience, and somebody decides to buy the products, then you get paid. That's the first way we get paid. Second way we get paid is called wholesale profit. Now, what's going to happen is some of these people you've been sharing their products with, they're going to stay on the product because they're getting excellent results, but they have no desire for joining you in the business. It's just not what they're about. Well, anybody, some of these people that you are going to share the product with, they are going to want to join you in the business because they either have a passion for helping people, they have a strong desire for changing their financial situation. Not everybody joins you at the top profit level of 40% because that is a business investment. Not everybody sees the business reason to invest at that level straight away, even though many people do that. Yeah, but not everybody does. So let's say they came on board at the 25% profit level, which is known as a fast start. They share £100 worth of product, they're going to get £25. But the company always gives out 40% on everything that goes out the door. So the company understands, here you are, 40% level. There's your new distributor, 25% level. There's a 15% difference between the two of you, so that 15% will go to you. It is always a difference between where you are at and the profit level of your business partners. You see, they decide what level to come onto the business, but the company always gives out 40%. So now what they're going to want to do is get from 25% to 40 as quickly as possible, because they're literally leaving money on the table. This is where the Reliv system comes into play, because as you're plugging into the system and you're mentoring those people, and the only reason why you can be mentored is because you would have been mentored yourself. But what starts happening is they start getting more customers, they start getting more business partners, more volume starts going through their organization, which pushes them up the various profit levels because they're sponsoring more, and sponsoring increases volume, and volumes increase profit. They start climbing up the profit levels until they get to 40%. Now, once we're at 40%, we're at the same profit level as you, and 40 minus 40 is 0. So there's actually no more wholesale profit for you. But that's not actually negative, it's actually positive. You actually want to mentor your new business partner so you're no longer getting their wholesale profit. Because once you've done that, you created somebody at the top profit level who's happy because they're making money, so they're going to continue to build their business. But then as they continue to build their business, this opens up a third avenue of income for you, and this is called override income or residual income. This is the income that you want to create, because this is the income that you will get paid for the rest of your life with. This is a legacy income that you can pass on to your children. Let me show you what I mean. Let's say that the person who you got into the business was called Susan. The reality of Susan being at the top profit level would be Susan and her group doing about £2,000 worth of business. Notice what I said. I said Susan and her group. I did not say Susan by herself. So just to let you know where that £2,000 is coming from, that means any personal purchase that Susan does, any distributors that Susan has who are not already at that top profit level, any of their distributors and customers, all of that activity adds up to the £2,000. So as you can imagine, with a small group of people working, £2,000 is not a big figure to hit. But the company understands that Susan would not have got there without you. They also understand that you're going to continue to work with Susan. So out of company profits, they're going to pay you 8% of that £2,000, which is £160. Susan goes away, speaks to Jim. Yeah, Jim is in America, gets really good results on the product, decides to go to a meeting, and he goes to a few meetings, decides he wants to do the business. He does that business investment, gets to the top profit level, £2,000 going through Jim's organization. In the UK, the company is now going to give you 6% of that, which is £120. Jim goes away, speaks to Wendy over in Australia. The system's in Australia. Guys, I want you to understand that the system is the thing that is the strength. You want to be system dependent, not people dependent, because systems are predictable, people are not. And so all what Wendy does is she plugs into the system over in Australia. Yeah, and then £2,000 go through Wendy's organization because she's sponsoring more, because the system's showing exactly what she needs to do, and she's doing exactly what she's being told to do because she's teachable. And so now £2,000 going through her organization. The company in the UK is now going to give you 4%, which is £80. Maria in Mexico, 3%, £60. And finally Bill may be in the UK. So what has happened from the comfort of your home is your business has gone international, it's traveled all around the world, it's come right back home. Sorry about this, guys. It's come right back home, and the company is now going to give you 2% of that. And that 2% is now £40. So now what you can see, just by mentoring one person, that person going away and mentoring their own person, you have created a residual income of £460 a month. Now, £460 is not a retirement income, but it is a residual income. Guys, what most people earn is called a linear income. In other words, they trade their time for money. It doesn't matter whether you're a doctor, a lawyer, maybe you're a consultant. Maybe you're an accountant, or maybe you're just stacking shelves in your local supermarket. If you're trading your time for somebody else's money, that is a linear income. And the biggest problem with that kind of income is if you cannot trade the time no more, you do not get paid. Think about it. How many of you on the webinar are still getting paid from a job that you used to work? Probably not a lot of you. But I can guarantee you that a lot of the companies that you used to work for are still benefiting from the productivity that happened while you were there. Guys, that's just the reality of what happens here. So if you could mentor 3 people if you could create that money by plugging into the system, and you wanted to make more money for yourself, obviously if you wanted to make more money, you would mentor more people. So let me show you the power of multiplication. Here you are again. Instead of just one person, now you have 3 people. And now you have 6,000 going for your organization instead of just 2,000. The company's still going to give you 8%, and that's £480. Now, because you're plugging into the Reliv system, you're going to show them how to do the same thing, and they're mentorable, they're teachable, they're going to plug into the same system as you. And so if you could find those 3 leaders, it's only fair assumption to say that eventually those 3 people that you found could find their own 3 leaders as well. And that means on your second level now, you'd have 9 people. But now look at what's happening. 18,000 is now going for your organization. 6% of that is £1,080. Now let me stop here for a second, because all you've done so far is you've mentored 3 leaders. All they've done so far is gone away and mentored their own 3 leaders, but already you have £1,500 a month coming in, which is residual income. Now guys, what I'm showing you here is not some kind of get rich quick scheme. What I'm showing you here is a realistic 5-year plan. Because let's say it took you 1 year to find 3 serious people that want to change their life. And I'm not saying it's going to take that long. I'm just saying let's say it does, because you show this business to some people, they'll tell you they're serious. They'll get all excited when they see how much money they can make. But when the reality of what they need to do hits them, they don't do anything and they leave. But then you get some other people who are just sick and tired of being sick and tired all the time, and they're ready to change their life. They don't want to give you any excuses. They're just ready to be taught and shown what to do, and they're just going to do it. Those people make a lot of money with Reliv. So if it took you 1 year to find 3 serious people like that, and it took them 1 year to find their own 3 serious people, then going down 5 years, you would have 243 people in your team at the top profit level building a business. But if I take you through this whole process for a second, 27 people, but now look, 54,000 is going for your organization. 4% of that, £2,160. 4th level, 81 people. How many of you really could mentor and train 81 people by yourself? Probably not a lot of you, because that's a lot of people to mentor. But how many of you could mentor 3 people? Think about it. If you could mentor 3 people, it'll be pretty arrogant to think that you could mentor those 3 people, but those 3 people using the same system you're using couldn't mentor their own 3 people as well. That would be very arrogant. But for that reason alone, you would have 81 people, but now 162,000 is going for your organization. 3% of that, £4,860. On your 5th level, not only would you have 243 people in your team, not only would your business be producing 486,000 on that level alone, and the company be giving you 2%, which is £9,720. But if these products are as good as we say they are, how many families and individuals do you think you're impacting in a positive way when you've got that much product going through your organization? Guys, indirectly, you'll be helping thousands and thousands of people. But those figures here don't replace each other. They're actually cumulative. So within a 5-year period, there's a potential monthly income here of £18,300 on a monthly basis. Now, normally you show this to people, it's kind of hard for some people to get around their heads, because a lot of people aren't used to earning that kind of money on a monthly basis. In fact, a lot of people kind of earn that kind of money on a yearly basis. And when you show them those kind of figures, it kind of scares them away. It kind of thinks it's impossible. It's an impossibility because they've never experienced it. But you know something? This is the reality of life. We have been conditioned to fail. From a very early age, you go to school, you were not conditioned to be an entrepreneur to grow your own money. You were conditioned to be an employee. You go to school, you get a good education, you get a good paying job with benefits. You work the job till you're 65, you retire, get a pension. That's how we've been schooled. So if you cannot break away from that mindset, you will think that this is an impossibility, and you won't even try, because the only thing that from your perspective, the way you make money, excuse me, is trading your time for somebody else's money, doing a 9 to 5. But if you break out of that mindset and understand that your potential is based on you and not what a company says you're worth, then you can earn whatever level of income you want to earn. But these figures don't, like I said, well, I know this is kind of hard to grasp for some people, but if we kind of took it into bite-sized pieces a little bit, let's say 50% of all your activity didn't work in 5 years' time. you're still looking at over £9,000 a month on a residual income in 5 years' time. Let's say 75% of it didn't work. You're still looking at over £4,000 a month, yeah, residually in 5 years' time. So the question you have to ask yourself is, what is it that you're doing right now that could pay you a worst-case scenario of £4,000 a month on a monthly basis within 5 years? Think about it for a second. That's only the third way. Fourth way we get paid is cash bonuses and trips in the Star Director bonus program. Company are very big on cash bonuses. Second month into my business, I had a cash bonus of £300. I have a lady in my organization in her fourth month in the business, she had a cash bonus of £2,000. I have a gentleman called Samuel, second month in his business, cash bonus of £2,000. Another lady, second month in her business, cash bonus of £1,000. Third month, cash bonus of £2,000. The same lady said when I first showed her the business that how can she do this because English is not her first language. In November of 2012, she got #1 in Europe, cash bonus of £4,000. Reason why I mention those guys to you is because that month they were the ones getting the cash bonus, not me. So this is not somebody at the top making all the money while someone at the bottom is doing all the work. This is the person who's the most productive who's going to make the most amount of money. And isn't that how it should be? That is the most fairest structure to have. Guys, where it gets really, really interesting though, is this Star Director bonus. Because what the company says, when you've mentored 3 people to that top profit level, the 8% will turn to 9%, 6 will turn to 7, 4 to 5, 3 to 4, and 2 to 3. Then they say when you've mentored 6 people to the top profit level, they're going to add another percent going all the way down. Finally, when you've mentored 10 people to the top profit level, another percentage going all the way down. Now, wait to look at £9,720. How much do you think that figure will change when instead of you getting 2% of 486,000, you're now getting 5%? Guys, that figure there turns to £24,300. You could literally triple your income just on the Star Director bonus program. Final way we get paid is called the Ambassador program. Now, the reason why the company came up with the Ambassador program was because people were building checks to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 plus thousand a month. And the company didn't want people to retire simply because of the levels of income they were making, but they wanted those people to stick around to raise up the upcoming distributors. So they came up with the Ambassador program. So as an ambassador, any one of those 16 countries where there are distributors that need to be mentored and trained, the company will fly out to that country, pay for you to do the training, pay for your flight, your accommodation, all your expenses, and they will fly you back home. You see, they understand that you have the ability to do it because you've done it, and they want to pay you for your knowledge. There's also more recognition. There's more cash bonuses. You're part of a global profit pool at this point. There is a car allowance program in there, a jewelry program, an insurance program, Rolex watches, rings, bracelets, all these kind of nice things that are in this program that the company want to give to you. But what I really want you to understand is this company truly believe in a principle known as sowing and reaping. You see, they understand if they invest in individuals' lives, not only are those individuals going to grow, but the company overall is going to continue to prosper as well. So they will pay you for your knowledge. Now, this is the second to last slide. So before I go into this slide, I'm going to just share some business stories with you, and then we're going to wind up this presentation. So,
hi, my name is Stella, and I'm mother of 4. My background is in hairdressing. After having great results of this product, I decided to join the business. I attended a meeting just like what you have now, and I had a lot of stories, so I was really intrigued. I joined the business at the top profits level. I began working faithfully with my upline. I'll be sharing this product with many of my customers, and now I regularly make money every month. And as a result of working with my upline, they saw how I'll put in the effort into it. So last year, I was invited to come to, I went to Miami. The company paid for me to go to Miami, Costa Rica. We also went to the conference in Paris, and I'm really, really excited. So I'll always build this business.
Hi, my name is Nadia Reno. I'm 34 years old and I love to be in Reliv. I want to share what Reliv does in our life. We had a lot of tremendous trouble at the healthy area in our family, and Reliv really helped us. We had great results. And that's the reason why I couldn't stop talking about that stuff. It was like little butterflies in my belly. I had to talk about that. First of all, I only reserved half an hour a day because we had 2 children. And well, I thought, let's give it a chance. After 1 year roundabout, I earned €1,500 with Reliv. And that's the point where my husband was getting very excited and very interesting in what I'm doing the whole day.
We decided to give Reliv a chance in our life to work together, do it as a family project. And you know, when you're working together, it's much more fun and it's better. So 5 more months doing together the business, not full time. We still had our boys. I still have my own small business. We reached a level which allowed us to live only from what Reliv was paying us. So this is 2.5 years ago now. Now it means for us we have a very good lifestyle. There's enough money left at the end of the month that sometimes we can save more money than before we were earning. So this is something very special for me as a man of numbers and the family dad too. We can do it together. We can homeschool our boy because we have the time freedom too. Yeah, and we love what we are doing. It touches you when you reach people and you help people financially in a health way to live better. This is something we enjoy.
What's the highest level? What's the highest form of income today?
We had several months with more than 9,000 euros. So in Austria, this is a good money.
Hi, my name is Farid Mohammed from Coventry. I'm father of 2. My profession is a technician. I joined Reliv about 17 months ago. The reason why I joined because of my health. After I got good result from the health, I decided to do on the high profit level of the business. So now my business is international, and my highest income with this company is over £4,600, including bonuses. And we won a lot of holidays, local and international. For that reason, I continue to do Reliv business.
In our 3rd month, we had 60 customers and 54 distributors, and 9 of them made the decision to join Reliv as real business partners on the master affiliate level. So after 3 months in the business, my dream came true. We won a Caribbean cruise. I didn't know the company at that time, and I met all the nice people on the cruise ship, and also one couple from our distributors joined us on that cruise. And in our first year, we had an income over 40,000 euros. And after 1 year, we hit the level ambassador.
And the highest month was 11,000 euro.
My name is Susan, and 5 years ago, somebody introduced me to Reliv. I was very, very excited when this happened because I was a full-time university student, a single mother of 6 children, and I had a part-time job and I couldn't make ends meet. So I started doing my business very, very part-time initially, just 2 hours a day, Monday to Friday. I used the system to build my business. I went to the meetings. I did all the things that my sponsor told me that I needed to do. And within 3 months, I'd made over £3,000, which was quite shocking to me, but very, very exciting. I continued to build my business 2 hours a day, every day. I continued this for over 2 years, and my income increased significantly. I won bonuses, I won holidays. My income went to over £1,500 a month. And then by my 3rd year in the business, my income went to £3,500 a month. And I became totally full-time in the business. Today, 5 years later, I'm still here. I'm an ambassador with the company now and helping other people to do exactly what I've done. And my highest income to date so far is just over £6,500. I love this business.
And I am living in Ireland at the moment. Actually, this is my very first conference to be at this time of the year. I'm normally down in New Zealand for the summer. So I'm very happy to be here today. I was introduced to Reliv just on 20 years ago. This is my 20th year. I got phenomenal results on the product. Wasn't interested in the business. I had no knowledge of this product marketing, network marketing, and I had no degrees in any type of marketing at all. All I knew was that I had a product that worked, and I wanted to share it with people and help people. At that time also, they always seemed to be more wants than money. I was averaging in my income 2,000 a month. So in my first month in Reliv, when I had an extra 600 in my pocket, I was very excited about that. Every single month after that, my income grew. So after 2.5 years of replacing my income, I resigned from my full-time pensionable job with the post office. And I had so much fun after that sharing Reliv with people. And the following 3 years, I built my income to $9,000 a month.
Hi, my name is Ezra, and I'm a student by profession. My mom is a military nurse by profession. Before we leave, we will try to get better income, to be honest. And alhamdulillah, with the grace of God, we did with this business because in our first month actually working in the business, we received the bonus, the 250 bonus. Following on the next month, after understanding, the business more and the system working with my upline, and we developed the business and we developed a key directive, and we earned almost 2,000 including bonus. This was in our second month. We also won a lovely holiday to Paris, which is amazing, and we continued on. We developed again the business to a level called senior director. Within just a few months, again, we won a couple of holidays. Within a year of just working in this business, and we developed to a level called master director. Our highest amount in the business to date has been 5,000, which is amazing. When you're a student, then you earn this percentage. So we will be developing to the ambassador level soon.
So there you have it, guys. The business does work as well. So, are you experiencing life on your own terms? Only you can answer that question. I know that if you're working a 9 to 5, at least Monday to Friday, you're experiencing life on somebody else's terms, because they're telling you when to come in and when to go and how much holidays you can have, how many sick days you can have. Like your body can tell you after 6 days you can't get sick any longer for the rest of the year. It's ridiculous, but those are the restraints that have been put on people at work. Many people are in jobs that they think that they have no choice to do because it pays the bills, but they don't feel that they're fulfilling their destiny. Many people are just surviving. Many people are doing stuff that they don't like to do, but they're stuck in a financial trap and they have no choice. Only you know where you are at the moment. But if I asked you the question today, put an imaginary bubble in the air, and in that bubble put all your goals, all your dreams, all your aspirations, all the things that you want to achieve in life, stick them in that bubble. Then if I said to you, are you living your dream, or are you just paying your bills? I wonder what you'd say to me. I know a lot of people, when I ask it at live meetings, they say just paying the bills. It's not the fact that they haven't got the dreams, it's just that life has just beaten them down so much, they've just gone into survival mode. They've just gone into the whole mode of, I need to keep my head above water. So they're a good employee. They go to work every Monday, every Friday. They do all of that, and they're a good employee. And if they want any more money, what do? They have to go and ask their boss if there's any overtime going, so they can trade more of their time for their boss's money. But then you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, because you're taking yourself away from your family who want you around. You see, people are in that catch-22 situation there, and that's why most people are in survival mode. So what they do, the 9 to 5, the worst time of the week is a Monday morning. Yeah, because obviously you got the whole week to look forward to. Best time of the week is a Friday afternoon, because obviously you got your weekend that you can look forward to. And then the most depressing time of the week is a Sunday evening, because you got work on Monday morning. And you do that week in and week out, year in and year out, work the job till you're 65, retire, get your pension. Then you realize you can't actually survive on your pension, so then you have to get a part-time job to supplement your pension. Guys, I do not believe life should be like that. I wonder if you do, but I really don't. There's a statistic that says that a large majority of heart attacks happen on a Monday morning between 9 and 11. That's when people are traveling to their jobs. Guys, that does not have to be your story, because you are where you are today because of the choices that you make up until this point. Wherever you're going to be 5 years from now, it's going to be because of the choices that you make from this point. Because there are 3 types of people that will see a presentation like this. There's the first type of person, looks at the information, says, well, products sound really good, but the business is just not for me. And if that is where you're at, that's absolutely fine, because everybody has the right to make that choice. But I'm sure that most people would agree with me when I say most people either want to look younger, live longer, or be healthier. So the products are very relevant. I mean, worst case scenario, you know what I mean, you get your money back. Best case scenario, you take something that's going to impact your life. Or maybe you're thinking about 4 or 5 people who you know needs these products. Well, you may want to consider distributing. You get enough product for about 4 or 5 people. You can take a set yourself. You can share the other 3 sets, start making some money. Or maybe you didn't know what to expect coming onto the webinar. Someone invited you on here and you didn't know what to expect, and you've seen something that you truly see can change your life and change the life of the people around you. And you want to maximize what you're doing for the time that you personally are prepared to put into your business. You want to make sure that you're not going to be wasting any time, any resources, but you want to maximize it, and you see this as a proper business that you want to throw yourself into. Well, if you want to just do a lot of traveling and get a lot of make a lot of friends and follow a system and help a lot of people, then without a shadow of a doubt, you need to look at Master Affiliate. These where you open up all 5 avenues of income for yourself, all the international travel, all the cash bonus. They're only available to you at that level. But any decision to join Reliv is a good one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to very quickly take you through what it takes to come on board, and then you can go back to the person who invited you on this webinar and you can let them know where you see yourself coming on board. Because basically 3 entry points into business: the top level, middle level, and bottom level. Like I mentioned, I'm going to go from the top down. So first entry point into the business is known as Master Affiliate. This is where you are at the 40% level, like we've been discussing. You can build to the Master Affiliate level, or you can invest at the Master Affiliate level. A lot of people do see the business reason to invest at the Master Affiliate level, and it is a business investment. And so if you wanted to do that, that will be an initial investment here of $27.95. Now, most people who are going to do that, they're going to stick it on some kind of vehicle like a Visa or a MasterCard or some kind of business loan of some sort. Now, normally when you mention that to people who are not used to doing business, the first thing that pops into their head is, uh-oh, debt. And the reason why most people think that way is because, unfortunately, most people are being conditioned to get into debt using credit. But if you look and see what the average person spends their credit on, you'll see cars or computer equipment or holidays or the plasma screen or all these things that are designed to lose you money. The only people that are winning in those scenarios are the credit card companies because of compounded interest. But there is a big difference between a good debt and a bad debt. Let me show you what I mean. If you bought a house for £180,000, you'd have effectively put yourself in £180,000 worth of debt over 25 years because of your mortgage. But if you sold that house 2 years down the line and you sold it for £240,000, you'd have actually made £60,000 on a £180,000 debt. That means that was a good debt. You buy a car for £17,000, try and sell it 2 years down the line. Yeah, you'd be lucky you get £9,000 for it. Yeah, you just lost £8,000 on that debt. That's a bad debt. If you're going to use credit, make sure the credit makes you money and not loses you money. The reason why the Master Affiliate order is classed as a good debt is because built into that Master Affiliate order is a retail profit of £1,278. The reason why it's more fluid to stick on a card is because most of these card companies are going to give you an interest-free period of anywhere between 12 to 15 months before they charge you any interest at all. They're also going to give you a gardening period. It's basically just a period of time before you have to make your first payment, normally between 30 to 60 days. So if somebody is serious, and I'd only encourage somebody to do this if they were serious. This is not for somebody who's looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not for somebody who's not willing to go and work. This is not for somebody who doesn't have a passion for helping people. And this is not for somebody who hasn't got a good work ethic. This is for the person who really wants to maximize what they're doing and they're ready to go and make it happen. Yeah, if that is you, then this is a good option. If you are the former, then this is a bad option. Yeah, but again, we would work with you to an 8-week plan, because within 8 weeks you could actually be in a position where you've paid off that money, made your profit, even before you've had to make your first payment because of that 30 to 60 days. So all you really did do is use somebody else's money to get you where you needed to do, which is what business people do all the time. Now, even if it took longer than the 8 weeks, your business will still always pay for itself from day one. Because those same card companies say that the minimum monthly payment is between 2.5 to 3% of the outstanding balance. The one that Master Affiliate order, you're looking at £84 a month. But everybody who starts on our product starts on the same basic nutrition, classic or narrowed energized, retail delivered to their door at £64. So basically, when you got your first 2 customers, that's £128, which is more than the £84 you'd have to pay back. Now think about it. If you're going to be a serious business builder, you're going to have more than 2 customers. So your business would always pay for itself from day one. Now, even if you didn't do that, okay, you still got a guarantee of 12 months. The companies say, for whatever reason, within a 12-month period, if you want to leave the business for whatever reason, they will actually buy back your investment. Any unopened product, they will buy back at 90%. The 10% is just a restocking fee. So there's a very minimum risk with anybody even coming on board at that level. You'll never get stuck with product that you can't sell, basically. From a momentum point of view, it makes sense because we work as a team. We're going to be talking to people with you and for you. Some of these people are going to buy product from you straight away. Some of these people are going to join you in the business straight away. Others are going to do their research and their due diligence. Others are going to turn around and say, it's not for me. Well, basically, let's say 4 people in your second month in the business, because of all the momentum, that all the work we've been doing together, decide to make that business investment and join you at the business at that top profit level. Well, basically, because of the level of volume going through your organization in your second month alone, the company will potentially kick over a bonus check to you of anywhere between £500 to £2,000, which is only available to you at the top profit level. That's why I said you're making a smart business decision by doing that. Now, let's say you came aboard at the next level down, which is fast start. This is where you're at the 25% profit level. You get anywhere between £195 to £200, depending on what option you choose. You get enough product for about 4 people, so you can take a set yourself and share the other 3 and start making some money. You still get the same 90% buyback for 12 months, so think about it. If you can't move those 4 sets of product with all of the support and the mentoring that you're getting, all the tools that you're going to have, all the plans that are in place for you to do this, if you cannot do that, then the company will just buy them back. So you'll never ever, like I said, be in a position where you've got product you can't sell. We'll still work with you to the same 8-week plan, but now the difference is to get you from 25% to 40% within 8 weeks, because until you're at 40%, you're not maximizing what you're doing, and we want you to maximize what you're doing. Plus, we want you to have a strong business story, so if anybody asks you, what did you do and how quickly did you do it, you got something strong to say to them. Now, the final entry point into the business is where you're a retail distributor. Not the smartest move to make. Reason why I say that is that you don't get any product. You just get your distributor kit signed up into the system, and you're at the 20% profit level, and it's £28. But if you wanted to get to the next level up of 25%, you'd have to do £350 worth of business volume in 1 calendar month, which would move you from the 20% level to the 25% level. But the thing is, if you came on board as a fast start, you'd already be at the 25% level for between £195 to £200. So you're literally saving yourself over £100 by coming on board as a fast start rather than coming on board at the bottom level. And that's why I said, from a business point of view, not the smartest move to make, but I do have to mention it because it is an entry point into the business. So guys, there you have it. That is what it takes to come on board this business. So guys, get back to the person who invited you on this call. Guys, they invited you on this call for a reason. They saw something in you that they could see. If you saw the potential in this business, you could go away and you could help a lot of people. And these guys want you to do that. That's why they've exposed you to this information. Guys, if you have that passion for helping people, if you are dissatisfied with where you're at, and the reality is, guys, we are not looking for people who are satisfied with their situation. We're looking for people who are dissatisfied with their situation so we can help them to be satisfied. So guys, if that is where you're at now, don't wait. As soon as you come off this webinar, get back to the person who invited you on the webinar. Tell them what you liked about what you saw. If you've got any questions, tell them. They will answer your questions for you. You are in a unique position right here, guys, if you make a decision to change your life. I know, because 7 years ago, I made a decision and it changed my life completely. And the only difference between where I am and where you are at the moment is just time and effort. So guys, get back to the person who invited you on this webinar. And if you decide you want to join the team, we work together as a team. We embrace everybody. You work cross line, up line, down line. It doesn't matter, even if we're not financially connected, we still work together. It's just the culture of the company. So we look forward to meeting you at some of the conferences, some of the local events, some of the national events. And Lord, we're really, really excited about what is happening. And so go out, change your life, and go and change other people's lives as well. It's been a pleasure sharing this information with you, as it always is. So welcome to Reliv International, guys. Good night.